Okay, guys. This is the Craze Channel reporting. I discovered a couple of different podcasts that are super important. The news is straight, and I don't believe that you are going to hear it anywhere else. What I'm going to do is play you just a small segment. The first part is kind of funny, and the second is speaking about how Putin. This dude is okay. He's genius. Well, let me tell you why. Well, he may or may not be. And with that, he is beginning to base the ruble on gold, and he's only accepting rubles for his oil. Rubles or gold. Now, there's just a little bit of a funny excerpt, and then the guts of what I'm speaking about here. And I'm not an expert in this stuff, but I'm going to play this, and I'm a little tired here, so I'm going to just fire away right now and just give it a good minute or so, and then you'll hear it, and it's key to a lot. So listen.
I remember Don Rickles once said to Frank Sinatra when he was attending one of his shows, he said, "Hey, Frank, make yourself feel at home and punch someone." And that got a laugh from Frank Sinatra. Not today. Slippers says his comment about Putin not remaining in power reflects moral outrage, not a policy change. President Slippers today said he was voicing his indignation with the barbaric invasion of Ukraine and not a U.S. policy change with his remark last weekend that Russian President Vladimir Putin cannot remain in power. "I'm not walking anything back," said Biden. Oh. "Fact of the matter is I was expressing moral outrage." Come on, man. Cut the malarkey. I feel towards the way Putin's dealing and brute. I want to make it clear, I wasn't then, nor am I now articulating a policy of change. I was expressing moral outrage that I feel. I make no apologies for it. That's a bunch of malarkey. That's one of those words you haven't heard. Well, I suppose that you would watch a movie from 100 years ago. Malarkey. Every once in a while, my mom will say to me when I crack a joke, she goes, "What are you, a wise guy?" That's another expression from about 100 years ago. Three Stooges. "Yeah, what are you, a wise guy?" Knock, 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 knock. The president also said he doesn't believe his comments are complicit and will complicate the situation. Okay. Here's the big story. This is according to Hal Turner. It's official. Russian central bank announces ruble bound to gold. 5,000 rubles per gram. Last time I checked, a ruble.
Okay, so he's bound the ruble to gold, which was reversed here in the U.S. Continue.
Somewhere in the neighborhood of a penny? Yeah. So 5,000 pennies. I'm not a mathematician. The Central Bank of Russia has officially announced that as of March 28th. Oh, I believe that was, it's today.
Yesterday.
The Russian ruble currency is bound to gold. The rate is 5,000 rubles per gram of gold bullion. This is a huge story.
5,000 rubles per gram of gold bullion. Keep going.
I don't really see anybody covering it. There are 32 grams to each troy ounce. Right now, an ounce of gold is going for around $1,900. 32 grams times 5,000 rubles per gram is about 160,000 rubles. Okay? So 160,000 rubles per ounce. The conversion rate of rubles to U.S. dollars.
He means conversion.
Dollars is 100 rubles. So, if rubles are hooked to gold at 5,000 rubles per gram, then there are 32 grams per troy ounce, meaning 1 ounce of gold would cost 160,000 rubles, and then converting it to US dollars means about $1,600 per ounce when using rubles instead of 1928 using dollars. If you take a step back and really let what I just said sink in, it would be much more advantageous from an investment point of view to invest in a ruble because it's only the equivalent of $1,600 per ounce. You're getting a lot more bang for your buck. At least that's how I think it is. Russia just wiped out about 30% of the value of the dollar worldwide, is what this article says. Worse, because Russia will only...
He's not doing a lot of what's being reported. It's PR propaganda. YouTube is now using transcripts and getting you that way. That's why I'm speaking like that. I'm getting weird stuff happening to this channel. I can't even do a YouTube search right now. I can't find anything I'm looking for, but working on the problems, guys, working on them. All right, continuing.
Only sell its oil and gas in rubles, and rubles are now fixed at 5,000 rubles per gram. Anyone wishing to buy oil or gas will need to either pay in rubles or pay in gold.
I mean, the dude, he's taking taking a shitty circumstance and I mean, I have been studying this. He had those missiles pointed at him since, 2014? He's done. He's said no more. We need a region of neutrality very close to Moscow. Moscow is in the eastern. Is it eastern? God, I hope I'm not getting this wrong. Western portion. Oh, God, I hope I'm getting this right. Ukraine is a buffer zone. There was actually a committee, a coalition that was NATO-Russia Cooperation Coalition. They're going against everything they agreed to, but the media isn't reporting it. You can't speak Russian in Ukraine. It's illegal. So much for multiculturalism. Ukraine is made up. It's the Kievan Rus. It's the Rus. It's the seat and heart of Russia. It's as Lady sees it's a regime change. They're trying to do regime change. They've already done it in Ukraine. They did it in 2014. They're actually trying to regime change Putin. He's now pulling back. And now he's using the sanctions against him to his advantage. This guy is not... He is a brilliant man. He is fighting for the people, for his people. He's not letting someone overtake him. And the U.S. used to be like this. And Lady C spoke about empire and she spoke about regime change. And she gets it, but she can't take it too far because her base will go away, which means her YouTube channel will be screwed up and people will come to her and then she'll have to back it and walk it back and all that shit. Listen to the next thing he says.
For the last 50 years or so, everything's been pegged to the petrodollar. All oil transactions around the world.
Oh,
Correct.
quick notation. US, I feel sorry for anyone that's like 10 and up. And down and below. I'm sorry. Well, like let's say 45 and below. You have no idea what the US was and has been. If you're below the age of 50, it's like you're clueless. You would have no recollection whatsoever of any of the greatness of this nation. None. I mean, it's like it's hard for me to relate to someone. I just don't even have a converse unless they're very educated. Not educated. Well, I suppose historically educated would be interesting, but I mean educated in life, I guess, or listen to the last part of what this person, what Lee Austin says.
Correction. All transactions across the flat plane, takes a long time to break habits, won't get the US dollar value for gold they tender as payment. People around the world will literally be throwing their money at the ruble and dumping the dollar and euros to do it. This is the huge story that nobody is paying attention to. And remember, the last guy who tried to do this was Muammar Gaddafi of Libya.
Regime change. FF.
You know what happened to him. And before that, the guy who tried to do that was Saddam Hussein.
Enough said.
In Iraq, and of course you know what happened to him.
Okay.
The big story is not the war in Ukraine. The big story is the World Economic Forum and the global reset. This is going to a world digital currency, but in the interim...
Before I start, I haven't really followed that much, and I hope that this goes at a slower pace. So I'm going to end the video because that's not my area of expertise. So I thought you might find that of interest. I hope I can get this loaded up here.